Oh no, that girl's gonna be killed by those wolves. Hang on. What's going on? I don't need Justicar arrows for those. Let's just do... just do regular iron arrows. Oh, maybe they're leaving her alone. Okay, then. You okay?
Greetings, traveler. Don't you just love snow? Like pearls from the sky. And every flake has its own pattern.
I suppose. In Skyrim, everything is cold, bleak, and sometimes wet. You must be drunk. No, I'm an optimist like myself. There are too few in this land. Yeah, let's do that.
So true. I was once a pessimist myself. Never thought there was anything but danger outside the swamps of Black Marsh. But my son, he lived his life by the code of the Wanderer. Now I too have succumbed to the wanderlust that is my namesake. Now I amble across Tamriel, so that I may get lost, and in doing so, discover all the wonders I never found.
Cool. I don't see your son. Is he by chance standing behind you? That's horrible. I'm sorry for your loss.
You adventurers are so kind. It was a similar one who found my son's body and delivered the letter to me. The one I always feared to read. But there's no need for sorrow. I have already shed enough tears and broken enough bottles for all of Nirn.
What do you enjoy most about Skyrim?
It's difficult to choose, considering how much there is to love. I love trekking through the Pale, lapping my tail against beds of fresh snow. I love scaling the mountains of the Reach and looking down on the rivers and fords that give life to Lorcan's bones.
Where else have you visited?
I made the pilgrimage up the 7,000 steps and watched the sun as it drifted into sea, glazing the sky in layers of magma. I traversed through the fall forest and watched the opera of leaves as they were led across the stage by the autumn wind. And when I look upon it all, I feel nothing but warmth, even when people insist it's so cold. Skyrim was the one place my son had never been, which makes it all the more magical that we can see it together.
Okay, it's dangerous. Have you considered wearing armor?
It would likely be too much of a burden, given how old and frail I am. But I appreciate the concern.
How about a cloak?
Besides, if you were a bandit clan, who would you consider a more appealing target? A sweet old farmer, or a single soldier dressed in iron?
That's a good point. There's always a risk in attacking an armed warrior. Better to rob the weak.
Such is how the beasts of the wild operate. They target the young, even when it draws the ire of the mother. But who will serve as the matron of this old Argonian? Maybe a dragon will mistake me for its hatchling. Certainly hope not. Don't want to spend my last days in a nest, subsisting on a diet of regurgitated goat parts.
Yeah.
My son was right. There really are fates worse than death.
Tell me about your son.
He was a gallant Argonian, with horns that were as statuesque as a castle, and scales as brilliant as a gemstone. Oh, I'm sure mothers say that about their children regardless. The clan girls adored him too. Yet for all his stature and bravery, feared for his safety.
How so?
Whenever he left on one of his adventures, I implored him to visit the library in Thorn so that he could borrow one of the travel guides on the Empire. He would pat me on the shoulder and laugh. It was a voice so full of energy that it shook my tail. But a pat so gentle could have been a child's. And that's what he'd always be to me. A child. My child.
Why did you think he needed a guide?
I would worry that without the guide, he'd wander off to some place dangerous or get lost in the wilderness. But I realize now it wasn't where he was going that bothered me. I just didn't want him to go.
It's a common story. Parents who can't let go and children who refuse to be held.
Yeah. Although my son never pulled away, never ran off in the middle of the night. When he felt the urge to wander, he always told me when. He let me holler and scream, and when I had exhausted all my energy, he gave me a kiss and said goodbye, knowing it could have been his last. I was so caught up in the anger over him leaving, I looked past what it really meant, should he fail to return. My son, though, he could always see forward, even when all I wanted was to go back to the way things were.
Why do you think you and your son were so different?
Whenever we open our eyes and see something, it takes a fraction of a second to register in our minds and understand what we're seeing. That's our destiny as mortals. To always look at the past. To always be a fraction of a second behind. They say hounds, on the other hand, can smell things leagues away. They know when a visitor is coming or if fresh game lies hidden behind the brush.
How does that relate to you and your son?
Hounds are always looking at the future. My son was very much the same. While I could think only of the past, he knew this day would come, so he never worried about whether he left on good terms or bad. He knew that we'd find common ground in the end.
What were you like before your son died?
I was a cynic and a pessimist. But most of all, I was a coward.
How so?
I would wipe the counters clean 4 times a day and overcook the food because I feared the meat had parasites. I slept with a candle burning and never left my hut at night and dared not brave the rain. I made oceans out of ponds and mountains out of anthills. I was afraid to live because I was scared to die. I let the fear consume me because I didn't want to ever again feel the pain of being left behind.
So you've lost more than a son.
I lost my husband to the Great War. It was so long ago, I forget which side he was on. As if that makes a difference. War makes widows of us all. I once only thought of my own grief, but now I hold dear the time we shared together. I still remember the worry on his face when our son was hatched. It was so beautiful.
Even men can turn into an anxious nursemaid in such a situation.
Yeah, I think I had to give him a bit of wine to calm him down. As in, 3 flagons. That night, I think he sloughed off more scales than there are coins in the Emperor's treasury.
Well, you take care of yourself. And be careful.
Goodbye, and good wandering.
You too. How is she not freezing to death? I will never know. Because we are very cold. But we do need to keep moving. There was a dragon around here. I know we're very cold. Is there any shelter we can find? Well, we're going the wrong way, actually. We'll try and circle around. If I get to freezing, I'll build a campfire, but Allie, we need to hurry. No. I am freezing. Okay. Let's go warm up in this ruin. It'll give us better protection than the dragon anyway. Actually, we could just build a campfire right here, couldn't we? Let's do that. Auto-saving. Magic. I think I have enough to, let's put it out here. Build campfire. Oh. I gave it all to her. Hang on. Freya. I need the firewood. Alright, is this enough? Do we need to set up a tent? We probably need to set up a tent too. No, I begin to warm up. Okay. Let's just stay here for a second. Actually, no. Let's set up a tent and weather out the storm. You have the tent too, don't you? Alright, we're not gonna read this time because I wanna get on. Hello, Freya. Freya, come here. So what we're gonna do is let's say we're weathering out the storm. We're gonna warm up. Let's go ahead and sleep for a while. Just a few hours. Let's see, what time is it? It's 7 a.m. We'll rest until like noon or 11. Get some sleep, warm up, and then head back out. Okay. Alright. Let's pack up. Destroy campfire. Alright, let's go. Hello. Alright, that does absolutely nothing. Whatever. How do I get out of here? Let's try and make it to Solitude today, because we don't have any more firewood. Or at least maybe Morthal. Let's see what we can do today. At least get out of this snow. That's Milo. Where's Allie? There you are. Let's go. This way? No, that is the wrong way. If I start getting to be cold, I'll have to gather wood and make a new tent. What the?
I'll have your head. Yeah.
And I leveled up. Dark Brotherhood Assassin note. As instructed, you are to eliminate Squeeper by any means necessary. The Black Sacrament has been performed. Someone wants this fool dead. We've already received payment for the contract. Failure is not an option. Astrid. One of these days they're gonna stop trying to kill me when I've destroyed enough of their order. Or I'll just wipe them all out. I am fine either way. Let's go. Oh yeah, that's where we just came from. Hopefully the dragon's gone by now. Let's not worry about trolls. Let's just run. Whoa. Whoa. What happened? What's happening to me? What?
Please don't kill me.
What are you? A bandit plunderer, huh?
We're routed. Fall back.
Whoa!
We got ourselves a hero.
I was gonna let you go. Crazy people. Take your gold. Don't have the weight to take much else. Orcish crippler spear, huh? Huh. Alright, let's go. Where'd Freya go during all that? Aww. Who attacked who, I wonder? Nice. Get these snowberries and death bells. Alright.